When I wake up in the morning and I don't know the words to the song. Good morning, guys and gals. Hope everyone's having a marvelous day. It's nice out, 86 degrees. We are on, I don't even know where I'm at. I'm just driving around. 434 northbound out here. I want to see you guys. Good morning. Good, I really hope you're having a good morning because not everyone is. You got to choose to be positive. Even when the world is throwing you, I hate the whole lemons and lemonade thing because you need more sugar. You can't just have lemonade. But when the world wants to throw that Monday vibe to you on a Tuesday, you just right in the throat. Because I'm going to have a good day with you guys, and that's what's happening. Can you tell I'm spicy? Can you tell I'm spicy, y'all? All right. We are talking about something that I haven't written many tickets for, because when I was driving around in a marked patrol car, you guys tend to be a lot more behaved. But I do see it all the time in Results 1 or when I'm in my personal vehicle. Just got a new car, by the way. Not new by any means. It's used, but it's new to me. But you're sitting in traffic, right? And the lanes are blocked. You want to make a right. You're like 6 cars back. You know you're going to wait. And then you watch some car take a shortcut, or what they think is a shortcut. But in actuality, it's avoiding a traffic control device against Florida statute. I actually want to get the proper Florida statute for you. So when we pull over here, we're going to talk about this real quick. Get into a parking lot. I'm going to show you up until the violation. We will not, hear me out, we will not be committing any moving violations intentionally for the purpose of demonstration in this vehicle. However, I will be demonstrating up until the point of violation. So I don't ever want any of you guys, Steve was doing live and he was showing us what not to do and he did it, and then someone taking a picture of the truck and complaining, because Lord knows that people complain already. Believe it or not, guys, just having this truck, people complain. You would think that they've got nothing going on in their life and they're the Trooper Steve truck. It's crazy. But this is what we're talking about. You're sitting in traffic, you're waiting, and then someone takes a shortcut, cuts through a parking lot, hops back on the road, and you're still sitting there and they're gone, right? This, although kind of smart, looking up the statute. Hold on, here we go. 316.074 subsection 1. The driver of a vehicle shall obey the instructions of any official control device applicable thereto, placed in accordance with the provisions of this chapter, and directed by a police officer, subject to the exemptions granted of the drivers below. Here's the key one. Subsection 2, 316.074, subsection 2, obedience to and required traffic control. No person shall drive any vehicle from a roadway to another roadway to avoid obeying the indicated traffic control indicated by such traffic control device. Whew. Spanish, at least for me, when you read it like that, right? But what is it saying? No driver on a roadway shall leave that roadway to go to another roadway with the intention behind their action that they are avoiding the device to make their commute faster in order not to go through that device. But if they were going through that device, they would have had to wait and then go through it. In a nutshell. Now I'm going to show it to you. So you're out here on the road, okay? We're going to head south on 434 here. And I want to show you. So we're going to find a little spot, and I'm going to show you exactly what we're talking about. But for example, got to be careful even out here during the daytime. We got construction going on southbound 434, Forest City, out here at Sand Lake. Got gentlemen hanging out on the right-hand side of the roadway. But So we're cruising, right? What do we mean by leaving the roadway in order to avoid and gaining access to another roadway? Would be just exactly as it says. I'm not necessarily driving onto the shoulder. I'm driving onto another portion of area that would allow for a motor vehicle to travel. Okay? I'm going to give you that example coming up here in about 60 seconds. So just bear with me. But this happens a lot in the morning and in the evenings because turn lanes back up. And what people will do is the predominant one is they cut through gas stations. So this is a moving violation here in the state of Florida. 3 points on your driver's license and somewhere from $164 to $166 ticket. Pretty hefty ticket. We're trying to find a good spot that this would work. Okay, for example here. Say if this was all backed up, right? If this was backed up and I wanted to go right, it would be illegal for me to go this way through this parking lot like this and then exit over here to the left. It would be illegal. I'm not, for the purpose of this stream, I'm not going to complete the motion. I'm not going to do it. But you understand what I'm saying. You're cutting through a private property with public access in order to avoid traffic control device. Traffic control device being the traffic signal. It's red. Normally, if you were in that, you would be in the stop traffic. But what you're doing is intentionally cutting through an area of travel so that you don't have to obey the red light. It's the intention behind it. If I stopped at the gas station, filled up, and then moved on, no violation occurred because I'm not intentionally avoiding the traffic control device. All right, we're gonna get turned back around and we're gonna head east towards I-4 and show it to you again. But that's what it is. Why can't you do this? So let's think about it. So you're adding traffic to an area that doesn't need it. You're commuting or traveling in a way and negotiating your vehicle in a parking lot or a gas station that is not normal with the normal traffic of that area. Suddenly a driver's cutting through rows of traffic, or this guy's on their phone and not paying attention, green light, playa, stuff like that. And it's like, we have to maintain the normal flow. The flow would be staying in your travel lane, obeying this signal over here. Trying to think, would there be a way to avoid this device if I was a few cars behind? No, because on a left-hand turn, most of the time you have a left median, and it would be hard to bypass this because we don't, the way we travel, left and right-hand side here in the United States, most of all our businesses are on the right. You got to go through the traffic control device in order to conduct the left business. But most of this happens on right turns. And one of the worst, Mills and Virginia, horrible. Turkey Lake and Sand Lake, northeast corner, the 7-Eleven, horrible. Reinhardt and Lake Mary, the gas station there, horrible. You guys do it there. So anytime there's a large four-way intersection and there's a gas station on the right, usually those gas stations are victim to this traffic violation because people just cut through it. I'm trying to think where else avoidance of a traffic control device could occur. If a law enforcement officer was conducting traffic at an intersection, it was backed up, and you're trying to avoid that, then you would, and you cut through a parking lot. That would be a violation. All right, let's show you another one. We're going to continue east out here along 434. or 436, excuse me. If you're joining us this morning, we're talking about avoiding a traffic control device. Now, that sounds just like terminology, but in Florida statute, it is specifically worded of what I'm talking about. 316.074, subsection 2. So you got to go down to the second paragraph. And in detail, we're at a standstill. No person shall drive any vehicle from a roadway to another roadway to avoid obeying indicated traffic control indicated by such traffic control device. Meaning, if we're out here on the roadway and everything is backed up and I want to make a right and I'm in the right lane, I cannot just simply cut through, say, PNC Bank over here or Truist, go through their property, even though it has public access, and then conduct that right-hand turn. That would be an intentional avoidance of the device, of the traffic control device that is specifically designed to control my travels. So if I'm avoiding it, what am I doing? I'm contributing to the problem. I'm also adding traffic to an area that doesn't want it, one, and is not prepared for, let's be real, you guys aren't just cutting through it carefully. You are driving through it pretty quick with the intention of shortening your commute. So I hope you understand where I'm coming with this. So anytime we're traveling out here, no cutting through public parking lots, no cutting through gas stations, none of that, because you will get yourself a ticket. It is a immediate citation, meaning you could be stopped just for that. Even if you slow down, if you continued through that business and got back onto the roadway, you're subject to a citation. And even if that wasn't, say you were looking and, oh, no, and you kept driving, perception is reality. You'd have to probably fight that ticket in court and plead your case to a judge, because that law enforcement officer just observed you cut through a parking lot in order to avoid a traffic light. So big no-nos. As we're driving right now, I'm trying to find another one. I think we got another one coming up here at the light. The good thing is out here along 436, they have a lot of turn lanes, so it makes it available to easily get around. Traffic a little dense this morning, though, if you're out and about. So I think we got the point. 316.074, subsection 2, talks about can't just cut through someone's property, even if it's public access. A gas station, parking lot, if you're trying to bypass stop traffic in order to avoid that red light. So do yourself the favor, stay in your lane. Don't be the person that's in and out of traffic all the time. Make sure you're using your turning signals. And if traffic's backed, carry some water with you, maybe a Coke. Just sit back, relax, and have some patience. Guys, penalties for avoiding traffic control devices, red lights, all that jazz will catch you a $164 to $166 ticket. Don't be that driver. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye.